Good morning and welcome to the WEX Wakeup for Friday, July 21st. I'm Amy Delora in for Christy Matino. COVID-19 critics applauded a move from Biden administration to cut off U.S. government funding for China's Wuhan Institute of Virology. A review found the facility non-compliant with federal regulations. For many observers, especially those favoring the lab leak COVID origin theory, it was long overdue and insufficient. Richard Ebright, a chemical biology professor at Rutgers University, says EcoHealth Alliance, a U.S.-based organization conducting coronavirus research at the lab, is still receiving federal dollars and has not been disbarred. Ebright also says he would like to see National Institutes of Health Director Francis Collins and former National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases leader Anthony Fauci held accountable. And lastly, he'd like to see a full ban of gain-of-function research. Even with record low economic approval numbers, Biden is still touring the country touting Bidenomics and poking at some Republicans along the way. Washington Examiner's Naomi Lim details his trip to Pennsylvania.
President Joe Biden was in Philadelphia to promote Bidenomics, but that didn't stop him from taking aim at Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene and Senator Tommy Tuberville.
My Invest in America agenda also had another transformative impact. All those members of Congress who voted against the bill suddenly realized it's pretty good, and they're bragging about it. I found it interesting. As you may have seen, apparently 40 million people watched. Marjorie Taylor Greene, the very conservative gentlelady from the state of Georgia, said Biden is doing things like Roosevelt, and it goes on the line as if it created these jobs, and he thinks that. I thought that was, I never had an endorsement from her before. Senator Tuberville, you know, the one who's blocking the nominations of America's finest military leaders, jeopardizing our national security over domestic social issues. Well, he's also strongly opposed to the bipartisan infrastructure law. And now I listen to him on television. He voted against it, and here's what he says now. Great to see Alabama receive critical funds to boost ongoing broadband efforts. Thought it was a bad idea to invest in that. But now it's coming to Alabama, and hot damn boys, good thing.
But with the president's economic approval in net negative territory, it remains to be seen whether these attacks will help or hinder him with voters. I'm Naomi Lim with the Washington Examiner.
The Biden administration and Republicans are gridlocked over the cause and solution to immigration and the fentanyl crisis, and have shown no signs of a deal on the horizon to permanently resolve either issue ahead of the 2024 election.
Nothing is like fentanyl in terms of its toxicity. Some have used the border as a cudgel and conflated migration and the trafficking of fentanyl, because over 90% of the fentanyl comes in through ports of entry.
What will it take? What will it take to finally get the Biden administration to wake up to their failed open border policies? And how many more people need to die? How many more children need to be lost before the Biden administration finally agrees to work with us on a bipartisan basis to address this problem?
However, neither indicated a willingness to engage in meaningful talks or hear each other out. The sanctuary city promise of New York City Mayor Eric Adams has come fully crashing down. Adams is now handing out flyers to illegal immigrants at the southern border, telling them just how terrible New York City is to live in. The flyers say housing in New York City is very expensive, and the cost of food, transportation, and other necessities in New York City is the highest in the United States, and they should consider another city to settle in. And that's the news on the WEX Wakeup. I'm Amy Delora for Washington Examiner. Be sure to follow us online and on social media so you stay in the know of all the headlines trending in politics.